pretty easy. Believe it or not, I'm going to show you how to use a tape measure. Obviously, there's a lot of tape measures that are going to be different, but they're all basically the same. They go down to maybe 30 of an inch, usually 1/16 of an inch. Or they'll do 30 seconds for the first foot. As you can see, the 30 seconds stop and it's just 1/16 after that. So, a couple things first. Let's just take a look at the scaling on just one of these. Let's look at like 1 to 2 inches here. So on the bottom, you can see there's quite a few marks. Those are 30 seconds of an inch. Each mark is 1/32 of an inch. On the top, each one of those marks is 1/16 of an inch. And if you look, these 1/16ths are broken into 8 sets of 2. And those would be 1/8 of an inch. And then those are broken into 4 sets of 2, which would be 1/4 of an inch. And then 1/2 inch. And you can see each bar is just a little bit bigger to indicate that it's a bigger denomination. And of course, if you measure something and it's between those, you can actually measure with about 32nd inch accuracy. You are normally going to be doing that with a tape measure, but you can. So, the other feature of a tape measure, which is kind of nice, this little piece on the end here moves in and out. That's not indicating that somebody's abused the tape measure, although it can. When you measure something on the inside like this, you put this on the end and you make sure that you pull it nice and snug. So let's see here, we can see what this measures. Bear with me for a second here, it's kind of hard to do this with the camera right in the way of me looking. You can see that that's 3 ticks past the 1/2 inch mark. So 1/2 inch mark is 8/16. You add 3 to that and you get what? 11/16. So this is 4 and 11/16. Now, if we were to have a part where we wanted to measure the inside distance of something, for example the distance right in here, then you put your tape measure on the inside and press against it such that this thing that moves in and out moves in. And what it does is, by moving that, it accounts for the thickness of this little claw on there. So if we look at this, measure the inside, it looks like it's about a 1/16 inch less than 1/2, so that would be 7/16. And that's pretty much the basic function of a tape measure. It can be useful to memorize what a 1/16 inch is. For example, it's 0.0625. Of course, 1/4 inch is 0.25. 1/8 of an inch is 0.125. You can get down to measuring like 3/32 and memorizing that. I don't have that off the top of my head, but if you work in thin plywoods and stuff, that's a common size. But for most of your more accurate measurements, you'll be using a pair of calipers like these guys right here. A tape measure is normally used just for getting your rough cuts done or doing a quick dimension check maybe while you're machining or something to make sure that you've got your scale correct and everything is going all right, you know, in a place that maybe a caliper won't fit or something. So that's about it for the tape measure. Now we're going to look at how to use a caliper to do the finer measurements.